Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the beautiful campus of Texas Christian University, where your TCU Horned Frogs take on the Boilermakers from Purdue University. Hello again, I'm Heckma Harrison, and joining me on the broadcast today is former TCU Lacrosse player Spencer Vieira. Spencer, yesterday you were in the building.
I was.
You were checking this whole thing out, and the TCU Horned Frogs had an opportunity, got a victory yesterday, but things didn't start wonderful for the Toads as they found themselves down by 4 points at the half. Man, you've got to give me the skinny on what you saw yesterday.
Man, it was a slow start for the Frogs yesterday, letting transition goals kind of take the best of them. Playing sloppy, passes were not up and great. And then I don't know what Coach Purcell said at halftime, but those boys came out firing, ready to defend the fort, limiting transition goals on the defensive side and then pushing the ball and, frankly, just overwhelming that Auburn defense.
Well, you've been a part of quite a few of those halftime chewings, so you gotta let me in on what you think he possibly could have said to make them come out of the half. Because as you stated earlier when we were talking, you're saying that, look, man, when they came out of halftime, they came out on fire. And who was the main catalyst for that yesterday?
I think Billy Niles with his go-ahead goal there was a big one. You know, remembering we're defending our house here. You know, players call this Hell's Half Acre here in Fort Worth. You don't let people come into your house like that and just run it all over you. So I think little mixture of Coach Purcell reminding them where they are and Billy Niles coming up, B. Niles with that big goal to start the half, man, that'll get you going.
We call him Billy Nitro Niles around here, okay?
Oh, all right.
Nitro Niles, the man with the jets.
Yes, sir.
That can get up and down the field. Man, defending the championship the way that they have to this year. I was a part of I guess it was last weekend where Texas A&M came in, and you were giving me a little bit of insight on that game and just saying what were some of the things that they had to overcome, and you saw them rear their heads again in that victory yesterday versus Texas A&M, the transition that you were talking about, just asking for insight.
Yeah, on that A&M game, I think A&M scored almost all of their goals on transition, quick goals, right? So the TCU defense is so good when they're settled. We got Blake Martin in cage, D1 transfer from Wagner, and a senior defense here. But when you're able to get them kind of off guard in those transition goals, that's when the other team's going to score. So making sure that our substitutions are clean and not letting any of those guys open on the back door is kind of what happened, kind of the moral of the story against A&M, and a moral of the story for the first half of yesterday's Auburn.
And you said who are we going with today at the goal?
It'll be Blake Martin, D1 transfer, first career start yesterday, absolutely played out of his mind. Talked to goalie coach Brody Cummins and total MVP of the game. So excited to see what he can do when he brings it in today.
Hey, Brody also told me that you would have some insight on him as well, because you guys were roommates. So.
We were freshman year roommates. Yeah, I still feel bad for that man. I was not a great roommate. He's a trooper. He is a trooper.
He came. That is exactly what he came over. He said, "You make sure to ask Spencer about us being roommates." And I was like, "Okay, you're setting me up for something." So by the way that you're smiling, I think this is going to be good for TV, man. Well,
yeah.
We have a lot of people here on both sides. We have a Boilermakers contingent here in North Texas that made their way to Fort Worth to watch this match between TCU and Purdue. And as Purdue is finding themselves here in North Texas, battling SMU and Arkansas over the weekend. They lost to SMU, but did get a victory versus Arkansas. And so, as talking to their defensive coordinator, one of the things that the whole trip was about getting here to Fort Worth to take on the Horned Frogs. So they're excited. So I am definitely wanting to see how they fare here, but we know what the outcome's going to be. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about those Frogs right now.
Yeah, absolutely. As teams are lining up, TCU is down on a knee in prayer. We line up for the national anthem. Things getting ready to get underway here in Fort Worth. Chilly start to the day. It's going to end up being right around 68 degrees, overcast. Purdue, as you know, in the black with gold trim and gold helmet. TCU in all white with the purple trim. Both teams lining up for the national anthem. As they do, we will step aside for the national anthem.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Somebody hand me a stick, man. Nothing gets you going like the national anthem. I tell you what, come on. Hey, I know you've got to have that inch. Spencer, you can't. How are you this close to the field and not begging for a uniform right now?
Man, I'm thinking I might need to sneak in there and see if they got any extra jerseys for me and you. Come on, bro. Let's go
I'll
with that.
cover you. Come on. That is getting you pumped and getting you ready to go. We have some MCLA versus UMLC lacrosse. As both teams are huddled, we have referees on the field. As I stated before, it's a little chilly and breezy. Not going to impact anything today. I think the overcast doesn't look like any rain as I knock on plastic here to hope that it doesn't. Usual MCLA referees here in attendance. Blake Martin goes to his goal, goes to the cage, and number 56, Braden Webb, senior, the junior goalie, out of North Tustin, California. We're set and ready to go here in Fort Worth. Down at the X is JT Macedo. Waiting to get the possession. And the Horned Frogs have it, or they did. And how about that? The Boilermakers come away with the possession as we get started here in Fort Worth. Michael Kruss comes out, or trying for the clear, and that's going to be a turnover that's going to go to the Horned Frogs. Glad this field is kind of dried up. Boy, it was really kind of muddy out here versus A&M.
Yeah, and that makes it so tough when you're trying to cut and get back door, especially for the defense.
I think as we saw from the Super Bowl, this is the great speed equalizer when you're on a muddy and slippery field.
Unfortunately, these guys do not have two pairs of cleats to switch at halftime, though.
Say it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Will Shepard on the move, trying to get behind the X to set up the offense. That's Ethan Griffin coming back topside. Hello, hello. Someone has the magic stick this afternoon, and it is Ethan Griffin getting the party started. How about that?
Man, putting that guy on skates.
Like
Get that kid a map, man. He did not know where he was going. EJ Griffin. Such a threat. He's so quick, right? He's so hard to follow his hips on defense. Oh, he's such a nightmare having to cover him in practice. It made me so angry.
But how simple is that? He comes back crease top side and just a rollie on the score.
We'll see. That was a slow slide there from Purdue, so we'll see if they let that keep happening. They're going to keep taking advantage, TCU, if that slide keeps coming slow like that.
JT Macedo thought they had the victory, and all of a sudden here are the Boilermakers on the move, but no such luck as the defense for the Horned Frogs able to recoup, and that is Joshua Harrison with the ground ball. Billy Niles getting it out to Will Gambrell. Will Shepard back to Gambrell, setting up the offense. Gambrell on the move, and that's a shot that goes behind the cage. Boilermakers with possession. No pressure being applied as Chase Hamden getting the clear out to Robert Shank. Shank working the middle of the field, going right in for a shot attempt on goal.
Blake Martin, what a freaking animal. He's on it today. Saving that ball.
As you talked about him, the transfer coming in already, making his presence felt. Easy clear for the Horned Frogs for John Bush. Bush runs off, substitutions being made. So far, so good. Good start for the Horned Frogs. Got to be feeling good about themselves right now, especially with the way that they had to compete yesterday.
Totally. And right now they're just going to kind of wait a little bit, poke around. They're looking for that short stick matchup that the Missile has right now. Probably going to let this one, try to take him to church on this one. Let's see.
Missile breaks back inside, back behind the X. Gets it to Lockman. We know he's dangerous. We have our first flag. Penalty against TCU. Possession is going to go to Purdue. I didn't see it. Did you?
Kind of seemed like an off-ball slash there.
Okay.
It's going to force them to go into their man down. Pretty senior defense out here. Not too worried, but again, anytime they have that man up, it's such an advantage. They're going to work the ball around Purdue for a little bit, and TCU is going to try to stay in that box and one. Number 15, Jack Huey's going to try to stay right in the middle and keep his eye on that crease man. When they pop out, they go into a different rotation here.
Boilermakers just playing a bit of a two-man game. Rotating. It's number 7, Ryan Herberg. And Schilling, that's a pass that almost gets to a Boilermaker standing at the crease. How about that for a check? You can hear the physicality on our field, Mike.
On a cold day, those are not fun.
Blake Ellenwood for the Boilermakers on the far side, GLE. Rotating back in is Trey Gammon for Purdue.
Back to even now.
TCU did.
Sloppy force there.
Yeah, definitely. Boilermakers not taking advantage of the man-up offense.
Leave a man wide open.
Drew Wilson on the move, getting it back up top. The Hayden Lundy. Wilson runs off. And the missile comes on. So far, so good. TCU up by a score of 9:48 here in the first period.
Missile's going to take a go here. Trying to force him left. Doesn't like that angle.
Liam Walton defending for Purdue. Being patient right now. Look at the missile. Runs right into the double team and the check, and that's Owen Constant. And a little wood out here. Wyatt Bucky on the move, loses a stick. How about that for TCU?
Really letting him play right now.
Right.
Could get chippy here in a second.
Offense being set up. Like you said, boy, he's showing a lot of love with that stick.
Yeah, letting him know. You're not going to just stand with this ball right here. You got to move a little
It's
bit.
number 46, Ryan Carr. Reed O'Connell on the far side, working back behind the X. I think they found a cutter.
Reed O'Connell's got the matchup. Oh, but Mason Wells has got it too.
And that's just unselfish play right there. You see going back across to Wells. And working back behind the X. Oh, and that's an errant pass.
Let's see if they call that push.
That's
yeah, that's a dumb play right there.
That's the sophomore, number 34, Jared Meltzner, with the push. Referee standing right there. He's going to call it every time.
Looks like they're going to pull number 1, EJ. That's going to leave Lockman with a short stick when they come in. They can hold it. There we go. Pull it out. Safe. And Lockman's going to be on the backside here with a short stick. He's going to go.
Yeah, it's not going to waste any time. It's number 3, and they know it. You see how fast he approached with the swim move and the pass. How about that? Oh, man. Will standing in position. Going to get a penalty there on number 32, Logan Benson. So the Toads will have a man up after the penalty. Shot clock going. TCU being patient. They've been waiting for the mismatch. Thought they had it just a second ago with Lockman. Purdue recognizing they are at the disadvantage, man down right now on defense. And back inside. How about that for number 12, Hayden Lundy? That's easy.
Made it way too easy. Gave him the 2-on-1 on the backside, and Lundy's going to eat that up all day long.
Nice work there by number 12. It's 7 minutes on the nose. TCU 2, Purdue 0. Back down at the X is Jake Lemieux for the Boilermakers, and obviously your usual suspect at the X is JT Macedo. And they have been knotted up at the X. Nothing easy.
Nothing easy, but JT Macedo is such a dog. Look at him go.
Job by number 44. Looking to make the outlet pass, and boy, that's one that really lucky to get that one back is Lundy.
Yeah, he's sort of the captain of the offense. So when you're in those squirrely positions, you got the Fogo with the ball, you're going to be seeing number 12 dart up and say, hey, let me settle this for you. Fellas, take a breath. Let's get our guys on the field. So 12, oh my gosh.
What a move. Oh my God, oh wow. Lockman, I may have exploded if Lockman was able to get that score. But what a move setting it off is Ethan Griffin.
Kid is so sneaky.
Shepard trying to get back top side. Finally gets it back out to Will Gambrell. Gambrell with the matchup, working down the crease, and that's another shot that goes across the cage. I'm sure that felt good.
Just wide, and it's looking like that D is pretty solid on Purdue, so I wouldn't be surprised. We're going to see a lot of midi dodging today.
And that's Chase Hamden, number 25. Right before Will Gambrell was able to get that shot off, he had the rear check, and that may have affected the shot. All right, Boilermakers with the clear. See if they can get anything going offensively. Only have one shot attempt on goal so far for the Boilermakers. Trey Gammon senior. Boilermakers working it back around behind the X.
They're going to go right here on 24. See how quick the slide gets there.
Got the matchup that they wanted, and slide came just in time. A lot better than what you've seen. You mentioned that before about the slide. Was that quicker?
Yeah, that was quicker. And mostly what we're looking for is where's that 2 slide? Who's covering when the slide man comes? And Jack Huey is just so strong. Forcing that turnover, Jack Huey, number 15. Veteran guy on the team. Strongest D-midi we got out there. Short stick D-midi.
Saw the physicality taking the toll there on the Boilermakers, forcing the timeout. finally on the clear for TCU is Sam Ferguson.
Ooh. You didn't like that one.
It's a lot of love being shown out
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Physical game. And 43, coming in 6'2", 240 is going to let him know.
Yeah. I think a little get back will be had about that.
Something. I would not want to be number 4 right now on the attack.
He will get it.
I'd say, hey, bro, that wasn't me who did that. Just a reminder. That was my buddy. Oh, and he's got a matchup.
Will Roth, number 2.
Turns him around.
And the spin move, runs into the triple team. Whoa, and that was a shot from far out from Andrew Wilson.
Oh, Josh Harrison with a sick ground ball, using the force there.
Good job by Harrison.
Gets lucky. They miss an offsides call there.
Yeah, they did not call it.
And,
There's a ref on both sides. They missed that one.
Yeah, TCU lucks out.
Tristan Moncrief with the pass to Wilson. How about that, working his way back inside. Boilermakers are wanting to get a call. Timeout comes before it, and as they call their timeout, we're going to take one with them. We'll be right back here on Game On Sports. Back in action here on Game On Sports. Heckman Harrison, Spencer Vieira. Spencer, what you see? Loving what you're seeing so far.
Yeah, and they've wisened up and put that long stick midi on Matt Lockman here, but he's still going to go at him.
You see the double team coming immediately on Lockman. Whoa!
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That's exactly how you do it. You draw the double, get it to the backside, let the guy make a move, and fire one off. So good offense here by TCU. Just wide, though. You need to start putting it on the cage a little bit.
What's the difference in the mentality of a guy like Lockman when he sees the long stick? He's not waiting for the disadvantage or mismatch.
No, and I would say with 90% of guys on this field, you are waiting for that short stick, and when you see it, you go. But with a guy like Lockman, he can just overpower him. So big, 6'3", 215, maybe 6'4", big, strong kid.
Yeah, can't coach height, can't teach it.
No, can't teach what Lockman's got.
Not allowing the easy clear or the toes. See the defense collapsing. And Oh, in
Jackie.
position. But then the Boilermakers come away with it. That's Blake Ellenwood. Purdue getting lucky, and that's Ryan Herberg on the far side, gets the pass out to number 19, Peter Fisher. Fisher and Smith playing a little bit of a two-man game at the top. So far down by 2 scores are the Boilermakers. Trying to be patient, setting up their offense. Finally on the move is Smith. They're doing the same thing, looking for the mismatch, and they find themselves in front of the cage, and Blake Ellenwood with the score. A good assist from behind the X.
Yeah, and that was TCU's struggle yesterday, was the transition goals and then the backdoor cuts, right? On offense, when you see the back of his head, you know to go towards the goal because he's not looking at you. So excellent cut there by that attackman number 4. Defense has got to keep their head on a swivel.
And that's Blake Ellenwood. How about that? Coming away with another win at the X.
Joseph Kavanaugh taking a little hit there, but getting up and off the field at the face-off.
Peter Fisher back to Herberg. Finally, Purdue gets on the scoreboard. And how about that? With the long shot from about 15 yards out. 9 seconds here in the first period, and we're knotted up.
Yeah, and again, he passed it, made that long pass across the crease and hit him on the back door for a quick little one-touch. TCU defense, you just got to keep your head on a swivel. These attackmen are so sneaky and so quick. The second you turn your head on them and you think you know where they are, they're gonna make you look like a fool.
Nine seconds left here in the first period. We're knotted up. And how about that? Number 10, Tristan Moncrief, and his presence be known.
Flag thrown.
Didn't get a number on that, but I know it was against Purdue.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a 1-minute slash call. Looks like he's pointing at 34 over there.
Number 34 on for Purdue is Jared Meltzner. So TCU's going to have a man-up opportunity when we return. That's the end of the first period. TCU 2, Purdue 2, here on Game On Sports. Beginning of the second period here in beautiful Fort Worth, Texas. We're all knotted up at 2. TCU with the possession.
It looks like they're going to run a wheel here. So they're going to carry the ball and keep running until eventually they run out of men, but it's not fast enough. Back to even now.
Back up top, they got to run to the end line. Possession's going to stay with TCU.
Oh, 88 goes for the contact and gets the ball.
Got to get the ball, sir. Will Cambrell comes away with it. Find himself to the middle of the field, and that's going to be another flag. You said, hey, this is going to get chippy. We've seen a lot of contact out here.
Yeah, especially those guys, Will Gambrell, the seniors, right? Like, they're not going to let that. Yeah. They're not going to let that fly. And I'm sure Purdue is not happy after that loss they took to SMU yesterday. Came out with a little fire in their bellies.
And that's Parker Davenport. Going to have to sit in the sin bin for a minute. Lundy to Gambrell. Lundy behind X. And Ethan Griffin paying a little bit of the two-man game, and boy, how about that? Whew. Some hot sauce on that from Will Gambrell, boy.
Man, I'm jumping out of the way of that if I'm the goalie.
Lundy back topside, and how about that to get the Nets moving? Will Shepherd.
Freshman out of New York, letting them know how they do it on the East Coast with all these California kids.
How about that from Shep coming off the bench and getting the party started in the second period. Here we are, TCU 3, Purdue 2. Really competitive, man. A lot of both the attackmen on both sides. I think we saw the defense kind of heat up a little bit there at the end of the first for Purdue that brought them back. But then it's been their offense that got them back into it. So good to see TCU take the point advantage here with Shepherd's goal.
Yeah, and they really needed to stop that run, right? This is a game of runs, and you got to stop the bleeding when you can. See what Blake Martin can do here.
Oh, Blake Martin's pass is intercepted. Number 25, Chase Hamden. Oh, how about that?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh. It is.
Wow, showing why he was that MVP yesterday, standing on his head right now.
That was almost point blank, and Martin gets another save.
They're going to bring that offensive line onto the field, looking like who's checking in here? Mennett, the missile's coming on.
Mason Wells gets the ball back across to Shepherd, guy that just got the score.
And the missile's going to have a go at 25 here. Shepherd gets out of the way.
Not even fair. Missile in the alley.
Got him spinning. Good defense, though.
It's Hamden, guy with the interception before. Getting it back behind the X, and that's going to be a save. Excuse me. The shot attempt.
Oh, good hit, but they're going to call him for a ward there. You can't use your free hand to push off him.
Oh, man. Woo.
Number 9 there. Joseph Kavanaugh taking some heat, but staying in the pocket.
Lose that one, and that's a ground ball taken by Purdue. So far, what do you think? The ground ball battles are pretty even right now?
I think Purdue is probably taking them on ground balls, which is Oh, great check by Josh Harrison, using the force, little Star Wars action on that one.
And you get it right at the last minute for a pass, and you think that a guy just doesn't know how to pass the ball, and it goes as high as it just did. And it's just Josh Harrison.
That's just a perfectly timed check by Josh. That's just timing. Throwing that check 1,000 times. The ground ball battle, I think Purdue's probably winning that right now. We'll see. Again, TCU comes out hot out of half times usually, so we'll see. We'll see what happens after this halftime. But if TCU's really going to need to pick up their ground ball game here.
Griffin standing in the alley on the far side. Griff with the move. Little shake and bake pass inside.
Goes with the bounce shot, just wide.
Bouncer rolls out of bounds. TCU on the end line. Jack Storer bringing the ball back inbounds, working himself back behind the X.
He's going to have a go at 88 here possibly.
Being defended by Austin Herberg. Lockman in too close. Boy, he's dancing. Oh, man. Purdue wins the possession again and back on the move with numbers. Substitutions being made by both teams. As the sun peeks through the clouds here in Fort Worth. As you stated yesterday, a little bit more of a chilly day. I think you're okay with this. I think we're about 65.
Yesterday was in the 50s, and that was a little tough.
Oh, in close. Purdue missed an opportunity right there. They were at point-blank range, standing around the crease.
Might have heard footsteps coming from Sam Ferg. I hear those footsteps, I get out of the way.
and we saw exactly what happened. He got out of the way. Reed O'Connell. Substitutions being made. O'Connell on the far side. Being defended by number 46, Ryan Carr. Carr with the long pole. There's a screen set up there by number 9.
Reed O'Connell, the power left. He's looking for his left here, seeing if he can get to it.
Coming all the way around the horn. Working himself back up top with a pass.
Straight to the minute. Straight to the missile. Here we go. There's the matchup. Missile's going to go downhill.
Just way too fast. Got him on his left. Boy, and they brought the double team back top side.
This is going to keep it, though.
He gets it back up top to Wells. And had plenty of opportunity there. You got the matchup that you wanted.
The just shot wasn't there. Purdue defense doing a good job of staying on his hands. And that's what you want with that lineup out there is Reed O'Connell, the lefty from San Ramon, California. You want him with the ball in that situation. Just couldn't get his hands free.
Purdue on the move again, doing a good job of getting it clear. Here we are, 3-2 with 7:43 in the second. Blake Allenwood on the dodge. Hits it back up top to Ryan Herberg. You see number 34, Jared Metzner, getting on the scoring action. That's a long pass and a bouncer.
Mom goal.
That goes behind the cage. I saw the movement there, and no one reacted. So I love that mom goal. I'm still in it.
Mom goal. Yep, it got me for a second, didn't it? You hear him, and moms will start cheering.
Jack Huey setting up the offense, waiting on Gambrell.
And he's going to come off. He's a great defensive midi, but we don't need him on the offense right now. Coach is saying, you better run off faster, brother.
Get on out of the way.
And Lundy's kind of running through the midfield here, which is interesting. Leaves him with a short stick. Trying something new to get the offense moving and grooving a little bit. And that's a matchup right there. Lundy is going to take that kid all day long until the slide comes and then try to get rid of it.
And you see him slow playing it.
Yeah, he's waiting. That slide's going to come fast, just like it just did. And you want to make sure that the second that slide comes, you can move it. So now we've got another matchup here with Will Gambrell from the wing. He's going to look for that slide to come and then immediately try to move it.
You see the double team.
Now,
there it is. Oh, look at that. Boy, Purdue. Oh, they got lucky right there.
They did, and Jack Storer out of Manhattan Beach with a good shot. Just needed to get a little more umph on it, I think. TCU retains possession, though. And here they go, bringing the ones on again. Matt Lockman, number 3. He's going to have a short stick. That's a big mismatch for them.
Lockman dancing in the alley, and the missile is fired. Boy, that's what you need. That's the muscle you were calling for.
Man, that's the 6'4", 215 running down the alley. Nothing you can do about it.
Back up top, Ethan Griffin.
And they realize they put the pull on him, right? They're not going to let him with that short stick for so long. He's going to go on the crease. Will Gambrell's going to dodge here, and hopefully that number 3, Matt Lockman, will be open on the crease if he draws the slide.
You see they have a defender standing right in front of Lockman. They recognize what they want to do with 3. Slide is not coming as fast as you anticipate. There it is. Oh, and the score. How about that from Will Gambrell?
Willie G, the boy from Houston.
That was so pretty. How about that? In 4:42, Will Gambrell comes through with the goal. TCU up now by 2 with a score of 4-2. They had plenty of opportunities and not counted about 3 shot attempts on goal before Will Gambrell finally cracked the seal.
Yeah, and that was just him saying, "You're not going to slide to me. I'm going to make you regret that." Show the man the respect he deserves, right?
Because you saw them standing with Matt Lockman. They were not coming off of that.
They knew. I don't want to leave it. It was a lose-lose situation there. Either you leave Lockman open or you give Will. You don't double Will.
And that's Jake Lemieux, number 23, Ben Hagel in the alley. TCU tightening up their defense. Up by 2 scores, 4:26. Here in the second.
And that's a big attackman, number 2, right there.
Yes, he is.
Sam Ferguson is no small man, and they look pretty evenly sized up.
Yeah, number 2, and that's Michael Janetta. Excuse me, that's Sam Cork. He is 6'6", 205. Blake Ellenwood again trying to work his way back behind X, being guarded by Joe Kavanaugh.
And they're going to go here on Kavanaugh, try to draw that slide from X. Kavanaugh playing tough D, man. Forcing that skip pass, yeah.
Purdue having a reset again. Working themselves in the front of the cage, and again, that TCU defense is stout.
Ferg with a good slide there, forcing him to make an error pass.
That with the long stick is Josh Harrison.
And they're going to get a shot clock here.
Shot attempt goes across the goal. It's 3:17. They're going to say possession is going to stay with Purdue.
One second left. They're going to throw it away. It's the refs doing a little technicality here. And just throwing TCU's ball away.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Josh Harrison on the move. Be sure and join us here on Game On Sports every week for MCLA Lacrosse. Like and subscribe to Game On Sports. Bringing you all of your lacrosse action here from Fort Worth and across Texas. They
playing out pretty far on Jared there.
Will Roth, how about that for them? Gonna get an interference call.
I don't see those a whole lot. I wonder what must have been.
What?
Must have been some tomfoolery going on in the crease. I don't know. It's a quick whistle. They could get a fast break here.
About that foot long pass.
Tristan Moncrief with some great hustle though to stop that break. Kind of I don't see that call a whole lot.
25 Hamden runs off. Purdue here at full force on offense. Substitutions being made by both sides. Will Roth running on. Chris passes, and how about that, number 43.
The big boy, Sam Ferg, with a great little.
Ferg with a good defense, not able to force. There he
Ferg
is
with
again.
another one.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Took the words right out. I was going to say not able to force the turnover, and he does. There's a rear check. Boy, number 8 is showing him some love with that stick. Boy, that's going to leave a mark.
Yeah, and those defenders have those itty-bitty pads.
Another interference.
Don't want to call that a makeup call, but
Let's call it what it is.
yeah, a makeup call.
Let's
right?
call it what it is. We got a minute 26 here in the first half. TCU up by 2. Big difference in today's game and the one yesterday versus the Tigers.
Man, that's a short stick playing Will Gambrell out that far. He's gonna regret that.
That's danger zone.
Yeah, a guy like that, you don't come up to the box with him.
Number 87. And that's Liam Walsum. Spin a little bit of clock here with 58 seconds left. Look at Gambrell back inside, and he finds a man in the crease.
They're calling it a push. It's going to stay TCU ball here.
But Brady Middleton, man, was right in position.
He was right there, man. It matter of milliseconds to getting that pass in, maybe just a hair faster or a hair slower. Here we go. Will's got that matchup again. He loves that.
What is Purdue thinking?
I don't know.
Back top side to Griffin. Griff on the moves. Oh, boy. I think he was looking for Lockman. Lockman has a long pole on him. Nonetheless, what you've already taught me so far is he doesn't care.
No, and that long pole's playing him out way too far.
Get him fishing for that stick. And it's a timeout call by Coach Purcell. This is 17 seconds. What is Coach Purcell? He's going to draw something up here.
Yeah, he's doing the last-minute draw up here. Want to make sure that Purdue doesn't get another possession in that 17 seconds. Interesting. I mean, you got your best player on the ball. You got a D-pull playing him out all the way to the box. I think you kind of just let Matt Lockman do his thing.
So just solo it up.
You just let him be an athlete, right? When Kobe's got the ball with 17 seconds left, you let Kobe do his thing.
Hey, man, you come on, man. You pulled out the GOAT.
Yeah,
so
come on.
You pull out the GOAT.
Not
yeah,
to be throwing comparisons around.
No, that is a perfect analogy for what's going on right now. And obviously, Coach Purcell saw something that he wants. And I hadn't seen too many of those especially those short stick situations. Purdue is putting themselves at a disadvantage a lot of times, especially when you're talking about Will Gambrell and you're going out with a short stick on him. We've seen a couple of instances where TCU has been able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and you ultimately have to short stick 2 people, right? And it's going to be the attackman you'll always long pull, and then you pick whoever you think is the strongest dodging midi to long pull. So that's going to be most of the time Matthew Lockman. It leaves E.J. Griffin and Will Gambrell with that short stick. Both of them threats and can score from outside, can pass it inside. So it's kind of like pick your poison.
Right. That took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And so what they're basically essentially saying is that we'd rather have Gambrell be the guy that gets off versus than Lockman.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you're running those short sticks, you gotta, when you're dodging, you have a short stick dodge, you gotta slide fast. And I think they're kind of slow playing him a little bit. They're waiting for him, kind of letting him do his thing, and then as soon as he turns his head, sliding on him. So Will Gambrell trying to slow that slide down and make him really think about, are you sure you want to slide? Are you sure you want to slide? And then before they make a decision, he's trying to put one in the back of the net.
17 seconds, 15 seconds here till the half.
And they're going to let Lockman go on this guy.
That's the one-on-one that you were looking for. We're under 5 seconds. Having to make a move. And a bouncer that does not score. And that is the end of the first half. And TCU up by 2 scores over Purdue. Just give me a brief review of the strengths and weaknesses that you saw from TCU here in the first half.
I think when TCU has them in a settled, when they can settle the Purdue's offense down, they can't. Purdue's not really being effective here. I think they have both their 2 goals off transition or just silly little backdoor mistakes. As for the TCU offense, keep finding those matchups and looking for those inside passes. We're doing a good job of shooting on the outside, letting them fly, but you need to put them on cage if you're going to shoot them from the outside, or you need to look for that inside pass.
Yeah, we got a full slate of action playing here in the second half. Like I said before, if you're on Game On Sports YouTube, please make sure that you click like and subscribe to tune in to all MCLA lacrosse here on Game On Sports. As the teams take a break for half, we'll do the same, and we'll be right back as action resumes for the third period. You learn something new every day. I sit here with Spencer. He's letting me know all about the apps and devices that we have that help us track things. But boy, back in action here in Fort Worth as your TCU Horned Frogs are up by 2 over the Boilermakers from Purdue. And so far, it seems like the Boilermakers made a comeback there at the second quarter mark. And boy, oh boy, all of a sudden, TCU said enough of that and went ahead by 2. But this second half, and as you stated right at the end of the first half, TCU's been a phenomenal third period team.
Yeah, and they come out hot. And it's all up to JT Macedo here on the X. If he can win this and get a ground ball going, that would be a huge momentum shift.
And you see the contact being made. No one can find it. Finally.
Grayson, Wythman. Kid's an animal. Straight to Billy Niles.
Man, what a pass from Wythman.
I talked to Coach Cummins at halftime, goalie coach, and he said a few things they want to focus on: rides and clears, making it tough for them to get the ball up, making sure our clears are even. When the defense midi is or when the offense comes off, making sure our middies follow. So we might see some guys like Will Gambrell, EJ Griffin, Matt Lockman playing a little defense this afternoon. And the last thing was just staying even keel. Purdue's coming out hot and just making sure we get no dumb penalties, right? No cheap shots, nothing like that. Remembering we're up 2 in our own house, right?
Absolutely.
No need to get chippy, no need to get angry.
Boy, Gambrell almost made a pretty slick pass to Matthew Lockman. Ball rolls out of bounds. Possession goes to Purdue. Here we are, 4-2 at the beginning of the third period. I'm Heckman Harrison. He's Spencer Vieira, former TCU lacrosse player over here itching. Somebody hand this man a stick.
I'll sneak in there.
Boy, and there Purdue gets back on the scoreboard, bringing it to within 1, and that's number 9, Trey Gammon.
And that was just a great bounce shot. On the field here, Hell's Half Acre as the players call it. Grass is a little uneven, so those high bouncers make it so tough for those goalies to track down.
And that's what I've been used to seeing. And then when you have it where the field is wet and soggy like it was a week ago, those bouncers were just dying on the turf.
Yeah, it makes it so tough for that goalie to read, right? Especially when you come from a real high plane like that and then straight down and up again. It's almost impossible for the goalie to be able to stop those.
Tristan Moncrief. Back to the captain, Hayden Lundy.
And president.
And president.
Checking to see if his first lady's around. She's not.
Hoffman slips to the celebration of the Boilermakers. Down by a point here. Boy, I tell you what, things have been made really interesting quick.
Here we go. Willie G's going to have a look. He's going to look for Lockman on the inside. Let's see if they bring that double, and they do. He gets rid of it.
Oh, and he had it. Look at the rake across for Purdue. Purdue gets to clear, and
they're going to try to stuff this D-Midi. He's not a ball handler.
No,
Huey picks it up.
He's not. And that rear check brought that ball off the head.
25 looking for more body than ball on that one. Gets it to the attack, settles it down. Great job by the riding team there to make sure they don't get it across. Looks like what Coach was talking about at halftime is paying off.
Here we go, EJ Griffin.
And he's going to have a go at 87 here. You do not play this guy that far out. He's going to go right by you like he just did.
Was he even there is the question.
Yeah. He's going to have another go. He loves this little corner spot from the X. It's really good for his little shifty moves.
Trying to get back top side, and boy, that was one that I thought would have scored from Brady Middleton.
It was a good take there, just a second late. Goalie was on it. Really good save by the goalie.
Ryan Carr on the ride. Finally with the clear are the Boilermakers, setting up their offense.
And JT Macedo, face-off guy, coming in playing defense. Looking like they're giving some of their D-middies a little rest here. Letting Macedo come out. It's interesting.
So far, the bright spot on defense for the Toads been number 43, Big Ferg. How about that? Another save. An attempt to clear, that's intercepted by the Boilermakers running to the end line.
Boilermakers are going to try to take their time here. It's been a little rushed this half. Take their time, get it around the horn just one time, and then they're probably going to look for that matchup on the backside with Jacob Belisle. Yeah, they're going to set the pick. Let him come work from up top.
Trying to get the short stick matchup. Trying to get it back inside. I don't know if that was a short shot attempt or a pass. And that's Michael Gustafson with the pass to Trey Gammon. Gammon coming back around inside the crease, and that is another score for the Boilermakers at 9:55 here in the third, and we're knotted up again.
Yeah, and Trey Gammon was just a sick little twister shot. Got in front of Ferg on that one and was able to put it in the back of the net. That was just a classic little Canadian over-the-shoulder twister. Those are real hard to stop.
And here we are at 9:55, tied up. Second time so far in this match.
They're putting Tristan Moncrief, freshman, out on the X, seeing if he can put any work in.
And Moncrief gets the victory.
Will Roth from Newport Beach tries to pick it up. It's going to go white. Looks like he had a push.
Got the push, as you stated. Possession goes back to TCU. TCU finding themselves in a bit of a fight here.
Yeah, Purdue coming out hot, just a lot of energy. Again, TCU's kind of got to even it out a little bit. Don't get too high, don't get too low. And they're going to like this Will Gambrell matchup in a little bit. They're going to come back to it.
And both of these teams coming off a back-to-back.
And we'll see. I'm guessing the long pull is going to go with Lockman there, which leaves Mason Wells with a short stick.
We've seen Lockman just standing around the crease. He's had opportunities, but not as much as we're used to seeing for number 3.
Yeah, and this defense is smart, right? They read the stat sheet before the game and know.
Ooh, that is some contact. Goodness.
Purdue defense doing a good job. You can't let someone run in the middle of the field like that. You got to punish them.
Got to hustle to that line. Finally getting there. Purdue winning those hustle plays, though. I asked you about the ground ball matchup. A lot of those things, just overall hustle plays going the way of the Boilermakers.
Ground balls are such a great indicator of who's winning that dogfight, who's putting in a little more hustle, a little more effort. And it's apparent Boilers are putting in just that little bit of extra effort. Again, I think after that tough loss to SMU, I'm sure they came back firing.
And they're finding the boy. He was right there, and Jared Mentioner. They're all-world player here in Purdue.
Oh,
and,
and Jack Huey letting them know why we go to the weight room, right?
How about that?
That's just a bigger, stronger man right there.
Jack Huey not taking any prisoners.
Look at him. Oh, he's turning back, letting us know, yeah.
A little smile for his parents over here. Got an opportunity to meet his dad. Purdue at 7:32 find themselves in position to finally take the lead here. Haven't had the lead this entire match.
Definitely controlled possession in this half, though.
Herberg on the move, gets it back behind the X, and woo!
Mom goal! Hear the moms cheering.
Fooled everybody.
Yeah, gotcha. And 42 there. Jacob again showing his wheels.
is showing the will in great pass as he's being pushed out of bounds. And how about that for number 44, Owen Constant. Goodness.
Jake kind of getting left alone on an island there with the long pole. The attack's got to come up and help him. Mason Wells kind of slowing it down a little bit, using a little bit of that clock, right? Let's get our breath. Let's give our defense a break. Looks like they've got a new D-poles coming in as well. Josh Harrison and a little bit of brotherly love, Christian Vieira.
How about that?
Yeah, let's see what they can do. And again, they're just kind of chewing off some clock, waiting for the right matchup. Mason Wells wants to take this number 20, the short stick D-midi, but he's going to make sure that it's on his terms. Down that right alley. He's got a little bit of space.
Had it.
And EJ.
That's the guy they're looking for. I hadn't seen any BCB happening here.
Nothing yet.
Oh, there it is.
Mom goal.
Oh,
gotcha. Come on. Can't let you get him like that.
I did myself.
Mason Wells with a good little recovery there. Going to go to Grayson. Might push the break. We'll see. No, I'm going to pull it out, get it to the missile. Slow it down again. And they've got Lockman running on. The missile's going to come off. They're going to put that first line back in. EJ Griffin, Will Gambrell, and Matt Lockman.
You see that long pole immediately going out to number 3.
Immediately. There's no way they're leaving him with a short stick. They
Nope.
know better than that.
And that's Parker Davenport. He's been matched up quite a bit with Matthew Lockman.
And he's done an excellent job
Really
on
has.
defense. He has not let Lockman.
Almost let himself out. Look at them battling in the crease. Finally, Purdue comes out with it. That's Braden Webb, the goalie for Purdue. He's been doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Yeah, he hasn't really let anything in from outside. Most of it's been kind of on the crease. And Brady Middleton with an excellent ride there to get the long stick midi to drop the ball. And that's just a hustle play.
And President Lundy comes out with it, getting the party started here.
The Presidito. Gambrell kind of sees what he likes.
Got it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not a mom goal.
No, that's a
not
real one.
mom
That's a dad goal right there.
There you go.
That one goes on the scoreboard.
And so that's the thing when I hear that pipe. You hear that pipe go off, and you're like, man, I'm telling you, I know they scored. Right
Yeah, and you can I always can tell by how the goalies react. When you see the goalie's head go down and he's on the ground, you know, all right, he put it in the back of the net.
Well, that was good work right there.
Yeah.
TCU up by a score of 4:35 here in the third period.
Making them pay for putting that short stick on him, putting that short stick.
See, who do we have back at the X? And before it was Tristan Moncrief. Moncrief still.
Coach Purcell not happy he took his helmet off. Oh, and they're going to re-face off. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. We've got Grayson Weithman on the wing here at LSM, an absolute ball hound.
That's Jake Lemieux at the X for Purdue with Moncrief.
And Billy Niles is going to pick this one up and then look for that short stick. Let's see if the attack will come up and help him.
And immediately on the move is Moncrief, finding himself back inside with a shot attempt.
Call that a possession shot there. Just wanted to slow it down on that shot.
Reed O'Connell bringing it in from the end line.
Power lefty, 6'3", great athlete, shoots it so fast. And Mason Wells likes his matchup.
Mason Wells back inside, looking for Lundy, and how about that? Another shot attempt, long pass. Possession taken by the Boilermakers, and that's Blake Ellenwood.
Owen Gelbert playing some good defense there, not letting him get by him.
Looks like we have a shot clock situation right here, not getting reset.
Kind of an advantage TCU there.
Yeah.
Lets Jack Huey get on the field. The weight room beast. We saw him on the sideline there earlier showing what a good deadlift and a bench press will do for you.
Right, with a little wry smile to his parents. So, yeah, I did that.
Oh, yeah. I saw him pumping a little creatine in his water before this game. I don't know.
I think he's ready to go. Purdue setting the screen. That's number 19, Peter Fisher. Working themselves back around the X is number 34.
Josh Harrison, some good defense there. Not letting him get to the island. They're going to go on number 9.
Here's Peter Fisher.
Kavanaugh, the face-off midi.
Fisher with the shot.
Good save by Blake Martin.
Blake's been solid.
Man, for his first career start yesterday, you can't ask for much more from a guy. And they're going to have a fast break. Let's see if Lundy can put it in.
Boom, and Lundy with the shot.
Had to get that off quick, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Reed O'Connell picks it up, moves it. He's got the double team now. Will Gambrell's going to come down.
Will trying to get that bouncer, boy, and it did not go. Another great job
By the goalie there. That's a tough one.
Wholesale substitutions being made by both squads.
Ooh, not a great timeout there. They kind of had an advantage.
Had numbers, did Purdue, and they call a timeout. Maybe they saw something they did not like, and they're trying to get one of their plays off. But as they step aside, we will too. We'll be right back here on Game On Sports. Play resumes here in Fort Worth. It's the Boilermakers looking to knot it up again for the third time in this match. Get the double team coming immediately, and that's a whoa.
Blake Martin, man.
Oh, Blake.
What did they put in this guy's Cheerios?
Not running from contact at all is number 15.
Woo. John Bush making him pay for that ground ball. Ooh, throws his stick down too. The ref letting that one fly.
They've been letting them play a lot. We've seen a lot of things.
I know.
A few calls that maybe we wouldn't have expected either, but nonetheless.
For the most part, letting these boys play, which is probably what they should be doing. These kids are tough, man.
Ellenwood again with the pass across the middle to Gammon.
And it looks like TCU's gone into a zone defense, trying to trip up Purdue a little bit, making them take those outside long shots, right? Tough to get beat inside on a zone.
And you find
but
yourself
can't
right
let
there.
that.
He just got right in the middle of that zone.
And it looks like we might have a player down here, number 8. Colton Vanderhei. Hopefully he's all right.
Been a pretty cleanly played game. Hadn't had any.
Yeah, there's been some big hits, but no injuries.
And that's Colton Van Overberg. Able to get up and walk off. Good to see that.
It looks like he might have taken a rough one to the stomach. Those always hurt, man. There is just no good way to get rocked in the stomach.
Yeah, you guys are moving way too fast, and that ball, I've felt it, and it's I wouldn't want to take one of those at anywhere on my person.
That's why those goalies are a different breed. Josh Harrison throwing some mean checks, letting him know it's not going to be easy.
Trying to work back across the crease. Bush defending on the near side.
And they're going to probably go up to number 9 up there, if I had to guess, and try to take a dodge on Jack Huey.
And look at him working his way back down the alley, and that he tries to get a roller. Not going to happen past Martin. He is locked in. Here we are, 21 seconds here in the third.
Owen Gelbert fighting for it. Oh, and it could be an over and back here, but it looks like number 9 is going to save it. Good save there.
Just in the nick of time, so Trey Gammon.
Trey Gammon's really been coming up a lot this game. He's been doing a lot of work on this TCU Horned Frogs. And it looks like it's going to be a shot clock violation, but there's 10 seconds left in the quarter, so they're going to have to go.
Griff maybe not recognizing this, only has a few seconds left as it's kicked out, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. TCU up by a score. Man, going into the fourth. Spencer, you got to tell me what you're thinking here. This has been, especially going into the second half, kind of evenly matched.
Yeah, it's been so close. It's been a dogfight from very first whistle, really. I think what really matters here is that first face-off X and who can get that first possession. That's going to be all the momentum. We saw yesterday TCU was down by 4 going into halftime and down a little bit going into that fourth quarter. They were able to put the first one in of the fourth quarter, and it just really allowed their offense to flow and get that momentum and energy that they needed to pull it out.
What did you think about the switch up at the X with Moncrief? Coming in with him, that was a great, you pointed that out.
Yeah, he's doing a great job, freshman again, out of Hinsdale, Illinois, just outside Chicago. Doing a great job at that X, keeping them at bay. And Purdue's got a pretty dominant face-off guy, right? It seems like he's been winning most of those face-offs. So at that point, what you want to do is just make everything a 50-50 ground ball. Grayson Weithman is an absolute ground ball dog. He's going to get 60, 70% of those 50-50s. So if he can just cause a 50-50 ground ball and let Grayson Weithman with the long pole go to work, that's going to end up on TCU's favor.
Yeah, this fourth quarter, I'm telling you, I've been trying to find the separation, and right now I think it's the way that they've been on Matthew Lockman. They haven't given him a lot of opportunity. Parker Davenport, number 99, has been doing one heck of a job this entire match.
Totally. That he has been shutting Lockman down. Lockman has been a force. Last week, at least a hat trick. The week before, scoring 5 of the 7 or 8 goals. And they've been able to keep him under wraps. And you'll see it as soon as he runs on the field, the defense is all eyes on him.
Right.
And that 99 runs straight to him like a dog.
And we've seen Will Gambrell be the recipient of that because they're not sliding as fast to get over there on him.
They don't want to leave Matthew Lockman open for even a second. So Will Gambrell being able to put in some one-on-one work, and then E.J. Griffin being able to pull that slippery, sliding moves he's got and try to get someone open on the crease.
And here we are to begin the fourth.
Kavanaugh, another freshman, doing a great job, slipping right past 23.
And he's moving.
He wants to go to the goal right now.
How about that? And that's a shot attempt that ricochets off of the goalie. Braden Webb. Hits Braden Webb at about the shin, the shin bone. And I will tell you, if I took one of those balls to the shin, you care flight me out of here, okay?
Helicopter would be landing down.
Right here
touchdown.
right here on the field.
Let me tell you. Freshman year roommate was Brody Cummins, goalie coach now, former goalie. Black and blue bruises all over his legs freshman year.
Jeez Louise.
Those goalies are tough as nails. Definitely the toughest players on the field.
Good Josh Harrison doing a good job defending behind X, not allowing anything easy. The Boilermakers want to try and tie this up.
And doing a little something different. Had Sam Ferg with this defensive line out earlier. Got Christian Vieira out there now. Oh, and that's going to be
not a push.
Ooh, no push
No
call.
push call. How about that?
Interesting. That's not what I thought was going to happen. Letting these boys play in the fourth quarter.
Blake Ellenwood getting it back behind the X. Hey, we don't know what to call anymore, Spencer.
No, it's all over the place.
Double team out to meet him at the crease.
Let's see. TCU's going to pick up possession here.
And another timeout's called. Stoppage of play.
Oh, that's going to be a shot clock. And they're going to try to – Traeger Kennard's got it now, but they're going to put it in the hand of a short stick. There it is, Billy Niles, senior. And the captain and the El Presidito is going to take it up top, slow down the offense, and get them back set into their formation.
Here we are, 13:09 in the fourth.
And 44, and Purdue's not going to let him sit up there like that. He's going to make him run around a little bit.
44 is playing some solid defense.
Yeah, not letting him hang out. Lundy wants to take a go at him here.
Yeah, you see him dancing back behind the X, turning back inside.
Mom goal there.
Another one behind the cage. Ryan Carr. Finally on the clears, number 25, Chase Hamden.
And they've got Mason Wells, usually an offensive midi, playing some defense now. We'll see if he follows 25 off the field or if he stays on. Looks like he's going to follow him.
No, they're both running off together. Here they are. Substitutions being made on both sides.
Are they holding hands?
I believe they were.
Were they holding hands?
Having a little bit of a conversation running off the field together. Boilermakers still in position to tie this up.
Jack Huey letting number 9 know he's not going anywhere. Great defense there with the short stick.
Harrison defended behind the X, and they tried to set him up again the same way that they had been scoring. And how about that for Jack Huey's recognition?
Man, for a defensive midi, he's having a day today. Letting no one by him, picking passes off, making the big hit contacts legally when he needs to.
The missile back on.
Giving Lockman and Gambrell and EJ a little bit of a break there for
back.
a second. Oh, and no one let him know there was someone behind him. Gotta be vocal. Will Roth with a good ground ball there, though. There we go. Brady Middleton with a short stick. He's an attackman. That's going to be a matchup they're going to try to take advantage of here. Wouldn't be surprised if Brady Middleton tries to take him to X and work with him from behind.
You see Coach Mark Purcell over there on the far side barking out our orders.
Yeah, he's letting them know, Brady, this is your time, buddy. And he's going to try to do a little shake and bake. Brady, a great passer as well off the dodge. Ooh, just off the top of the pipe there. Good take. Shot clock resets there. Gives TCU another 60 seconds. That's about as close to a goal as you can get. Getting that shot clock reset and getting the ball back.
Great move by Middleton, by the way, just getting back to the top of the crease, just not able to hang a Christmas ornament.
And he's going to go again on 87 here. That slide, 44, is going to be coming quick.
Coming back the other side, and there's Lundy standing at the crease.
Oh, and the missile with a good cut, but just is not able to. Let's see if Christian Vieira can just hit it back over. And an amazing play by Christian Vieira there to keep it in bounds.
I think you know that guy.
No bias here whatsoever.
I love it.
No Horn Frog bias for number 50 whatsoever.
A little brotherly love here on Game On Sports.
And now 16. Will Shepard from New York's got that short stick. He's going to show them what they do in New York.
Shep, I'm telling you, man, Shep's been solid. We've already seen him
freshman, too.
Well, small areas, and that is one shot attempt that goes across the cage. Sneaky good. How big would a goal be right here at 9:43?
That would be huge, right? Just to get some momentum, give yourself a 1-goal breather. 2-goal breather would be an enormous goal, and they've done a great job of handling possession.
There he goes again.
Oh, my gosh. The kid went to prom last year. Come on.
How about that for the freshman Will Shepherd? 2 goals here in this match. That's so clutch.
Man, yeah, he put it in right when he needed to. Gives them a little bit of breathing room with 9 minutes and 32 seconds to go. And we're going to see the TCU offense start to really try to slow it down, right? Make those full shot clock possessions.
Joe Kavanaugh at the X with Ryan Albano.
And John Bush is going to try to get in there, kicks it out to him.
There we
Kavanaugh
go.
with a nose for the ball on that one.
Finding himself back across and trying to put a little pressure, not make this clear as easy. They can't. There's Bush.
Attack needs to come up and help right now, and they do.
And how about that? You see the possession and you called it. You get that 2-score lead. What do you want to do? You want to drain a little bit of the clock. So
Slow it down. No easy goals, right? Really make the defense work. The defense is tired. They just had a 2-minute possession they had to play defense on. So if you can just keep them running around.
whoa.
And they back it up, so that's okay. You'll take that goal. You'll take that shot. Would
Kevin.
probably like to slow it down a little bit more, though. Take a little more time off that clock.
Kavanaugh couldn't help himself. He's standing right there in the alley. He's like, look, guys, wait a minute. You mean you want me to pull this out? Nope. I got to give him some sugar.
And Will Roth is going to take a go at 32 here. He's trying to force him.
Oh, lost the ball.
Forget something. It's going to be a hustle to the inside.
Logan Benson, number 32, on the move for the Boilermakers. They have numbers.
Here we go. Boilermakers are going to get their off. Stuck with number 10, Tristan Moncrief, the face-off midi on defense. Not usually a defensive player, so I'd assume this number 7 here is going to try to go to work on 10. Sees the matchup, and that's what it looks like he's doing. Going to take him from the X. And what you're going to see is those guys up top on the Boilermakers are going to be cutting crisscross, trying to confuse the defense a little bit.
Herberg trying to get back up top side with the pass. Thought he had a cutter. Woo, how about that for balance?
And number 19, once again, going man, not ball there, and it's kind of hurting them on those ground balls. And he's going to slow it down.
Jack Storer, boy, he thought about it.
Oh, he is going to go for it.
And that ball ricochets high up in the air. And that's another save.
Purcell's not going to be happy with that one. He probably wanted him to slow that down. And Lockman's going to try to push him out here.
Lockman gets across. Been defended by 14.
Forces an out-of-bounds errant pass.
Getting kind of sloppy right now for Purdue.
Yeah, and it's just been a lot of back and forth, right? These guys get tired. He's got Traeger in front of him. Doesn't like that. Wants to get it to his short stick, most likely.
Martin coming far out of the cage.
E.J. Griffin with a good
Here we are, 6:37 in the fourth. Up by 2. TCU scores 6-4.
E.J. Griffin likes his matchup, but he's probably going to try to wait it out a little bit, right? No need. 87's playing him out way too far again, and that's not a guy you want to play that far out in the box.
Just tempting you. Oh, how about that?
the
Lundy won the BTB, huh?
Yeah.
Been calling for it, didn't get it. How about this? The Boilermakers on the move. Number 20, Robert Shank.
20 here. He's a D-midi. He's going to try to get it out of his stick as fast as he can to the offense. Let a ball handler get it.
As you see Shank run off.
I think Gambrell's going to follow him, and they're going to get a D-midi on. Boilermakers, not too much sense of an urgency here, trying to just get their goals where they get them.
There they are, right, find themselves in position. And how about that by Martin, rush. That's a good hustle by your goalie, trying to steal that possession.
He was close. He was close. You love to see the hustle in the goalies like that, though. And Jack,
Stop it, Jack. Come on now. And they bring the ball off. It's a rear check that brings the ball off of his head. Ball still rolling around. No one's recognized it yet.
Jacob running like a bat out of hell, trying to get down the field. And they've got a fast break here. Let's see what they do.
Lockman!
And the penalty. Oh, finally. We've been waiting for Lockman all day.
How about that? Lockman said, I can't be locked up for too long.
No,
I'm
sir.
sick of it. Let me out of this box. They find number 3 in his spot, and that's too close for Matthew Lockman as the Horned Frogs pull ahead by 3 scores.
What a great effort. It all started with Jack Huey, the D-Midi.
Sure did.
Picking that one off. And then number 42, Jacob Blau out of Austin, Texas. Just wheels. Just outrunning everybody. That's just, you can't teach that. That's just speed.
That is definitely what that was, and a great pass to Matthew Lockman, the guy that we've been talking about that's been shut down and finally breaks out of his shell for his first goal.
Yeah, Will Shepard with a great cross-field pass there with just a little bit of time on that fast break. And they're really going to fight for this one. Woo. And 2.
How about that from Will Roth?
Dancing, man.
A guy that we were calling the mystery man. We didn't have him on the roster. Well, we know who you are, Will. Oh, man.
And Coach Purcell's not happy about that. They wanted to slow that possession down again.
I don't think anyone is listening to Coach Purcell saying slow it down.
I don't think so. I think they're all seeing the stat sheet saying they want goals right now. And they're set up for their ride pretty well.
Look at that.
Lockman just showing he's bigger and stronger, man. Here we go. Now they're calling for a settle play. Relax, get into the ball handler. They're going to get it to Matt Lockman, let him hold it. And 88's going to just let him hold it out there. Pretty soon, the Boilermakers are going to have to start coming out and pressing.
Here we are, 4:13 in the fourth, and timeout being called on the field. They're going to take a timeout. We will do the same. We'll be right back here on Game On Sports. .410 here in the fourth. TCU up by 3 scores, and this has been a battle. Don't let the scoreboard fool you. They have had to work their tails off here. The beautiful campus of TCU. Another save by number 56, Brayden Webb. He's had his work cut out for him. Brady
Yeah,
has.
he has, but he's been playing great. I mean, save percentage-wise and stopping stuff from the outside, he has not let a ton
The
in.
numbers. And how about that for a
Blake
weird check?
Martin!
Oh, my God. How about that?
Within a perfect clearing pass to Matt Lockman running on the outside. Man, dude, this kid is playing out of his mind. And Reed with a real smart decision to just pull it out. They're going to start pulling doubles soon. They're going to start pressing, right? They're going to try to force TCU to get the ball up. TCU's just got to possess and no stupid penalties. That's the two things.
You're on 3:15 here in the fourth. Some Wells working on the far side. Now back behind the X. Top of the crease. And whoa!
There he is. There he is.
Oh. Somebody please check his stick, okay? You may want to look at that.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the stick or the athlete on that one. That was crazy.
Is that Thor's hammer or is it a stick? I don't know what that thing is, but I'm not even seeing the ball come off of that head.
Totally. And that's what they're starting to press out, right? So they're having to slide a little earlier, and that's going to leave Matthew Lockman open like that. A thing they've been avoiding all game that unfortunately is now just kind of what they got to do.
And they've had Parker Davenport just locked on them hip to hip, and just certain instances like that, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, Parker had to slide there, and it left Lockman open. And a great face-off. He wins it, but is not able to get the ground ball after. Tristan Moncrief.
Another wrinkle for Coach Mark Purcell, bringing out Moncrief instead of JT Macedo at the X.
And I think I was talking to Mike Fogarty, the face-off coach. All of those guys are pretty evenly matched, right? And on any given day, it's such a one-on-one battle. You know, if Macedo's not winning today, you put another guy in, and kind of lays the hammer there on Nelson Fitzgerald, but not able to finish it.
Freshman just hadn't gotten the weight room just quite yet, huh?
Not quite yet. I think we'll see him and Jack Huey lifting weights next week.
Hey, you may want to tap 15 on the shoulder.
Yeah. Him and Sam Ferg, man, those guys, weight room monsters.
Now a shot attempt that goes behind the cage. Possession will stay with the Boilermakers.
And they had an opportunity there, but were unable to complete that pass. That would have been a real good chance for the Boilermakers.
Peter Fisher again working on the near side, gets it back behind the X. And Joshua Harrison defending. Oh, that's another one for Martin. That hits him on the leg.
And John Bush.
How about Bush?
Master Bush there.
How about that? What's the call?
And that's what I'm talking about. You just can't have those dumb penalties with 2 minutes left. That's the only thing that'll kill you. And it looks like someone got a piece of the attackman down there while he wasn't looking.
That's going to take away genius. Near clear there for number 11, John Bush.
And it looks like they're going to keep the ball. We'll see if number 2, Will Roth, is able to sneak past these two attackmen. And he's going to make the smart play there.
Oh, look at that,
great
right
play.
off of his head. Wow. Blake Ellenwood. How did he do that?
That was a wicked play. That's Spidey senses right
How
there.
did he do that?
I don't know.
Unbelievable. Ryan Herbert in the alley had an opening, didn't take it, but passed it off. That hustle from Martin. Possession is going to.
Oh, and
No,
Martin
that's
with a
Martin. with
sick
the hustle.
run out there. Man, that's like the ultimate goalie play.
Coming out of the cage with the long pass, Will Gambrell. Oh, Boilermakers do. They get the possession coming out of the cage is number 56, Braden Webb. Finally with the clear is Purdue. It's 43 seconds here in the fourth. Purdue finding themselves down by 3. They have been competing really hard, spending a lot of time down on defense. It's been a game of attrition, though, for the Boilermakers. We've seen several times where they were just out of it. But this guy, this guy. Maybe get a crease violation. Nope, they're going to keep possession.
Looks
down
like
there.
a loose ball push. Sam Ferguson making him pay for hanging out in the crease down
But
there.
that happened in the first half.
Yeah.
he's still trying to get back from what happened earlier.
Yeah, you don't forget.
You don't forget.
It's a quick game. You don't forget.
Trying to dance around. Another shot and another save by Martin.
And they're just going to keep shooting. 4 seconds left, and that looks like that's going to be game here.
And that's game time. TCU pulls off the victory. Pulls off the victory. Boy, this was a contest that was aggressive. We've seen some ground balls by obviously both squads, but man, the physicality was present here in Fort Worth. And Spencer, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, man, what a great game between both teams. The Boilermakers coming out, really giving TCU a tough battle, but it seemed like TCU came into that fourth quarter just ready for a fist fight, ready to fight it out. Once again, defending the fort in their Hell's Half Acre.
Man, never not a good time. Definitely a pleasure to be on with you here on Game On Sports. I tell you what, make sure you keep your calendars up for TCU Lacrosse. Game On Sports will be there to make sure you don't miss any of the action. For the whole production crew here from Game On Sports, Tim, guy that handles all of the sound that makes us sound so very good. Want to thank all of those guys, and also Fred Gardner, President, CEO, and Lisa that gets all of these guys in line and let them know where they need to be. I'm Heckma Harrison. Thank you so much for tuning in, and God bless you.